Hello, I have a question. I really want to develop somewhere, but I don't have the opportunity to go to university at the moment. But the people I meet, including while looking for a partner, are all at some university and perceive me as a person with a lack of ambition. I just want to enroll in some courses for the moment, and they are not something that most people even consider to be okay. I'm tired of living within limits. How can I stop caring? How can I live my life normally? I can't just tell myself that I shouldn't care and that people share their opinions, which I don't even care about at all, and they try to refute me.
First of all, thank you for sharing that. What you've just described, that is a feeling that so many of us can relate to. It's that sensation of being boxed in, right? Judged by a standard that just doesn't fit where you are in life. And of course it hurts. It hurts even more when it gets in the way of finding connection, of finding a partner. So, okay, let's really break this down.
So, the core of your question is, how can I just stop caring? And that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? But here's the thing. It's not like flipping a switch. You can't just decide not to care. To even begin to loosen its grip on you, we have to go a little deeper. We need to explore why we actually care so much to begin with. Let's just sit with that for a second. Why does this judgment hurt so much? When someone throws that at you, why does it cut so deep? I want to be really clear about something. Feeling that sting is not a sign of weakness. Not at all. There are very real, very powerful psychological reasons why that kind of comment can feel like a punch to the gut. It really comes down to how we're wired as human beings. We all have these fundamental core needs baked right into our DNA. The need to feel like we belong to a group, the need to be seen and recognized for who we are, and the need to be respected. And, well, that's what's getting hit here. When someone judges your path, it feels personal because it is personal. They're not just talking about your resume, they're poking at your very sense of self-worth. Okay, so this is where we're going to make a really important pivot. I want you to hear this loud and clear. The problem here is not your level of ambition. It's not. The real problem is the incredibly narrow, kind of rigid definition of ambition that other people are using. So what we're going to do is completely redefine it. Just let this statement land for a moment. This isn't just some nice thought. This is a core truth we need to lock in right now. Not having a university degree has absolutely nothing to do with not having ambition. They are not the same thing, period. So what is ambition then? Let's think about it in a much healthier, more accurate way. Ambition is really just two things: having a direction and taking an action. And guess what? You have both. You have a direction, you want to develop yourself, and you're planning an action, enrolling in courses. By this definition, you are, without a doubt, an ambitious person. The complex you're feeling comes from bumping up against someone else's super limited, very narrow idea of what success is supposed to look like. All right, so we've reframed the external problem, right? Now let's turn inward. Because look, we can't control what other people think or say. That's a losing battle. But what we can control, and what really matters, is how we respond on the inside when we hear those things. Here's a really practical, powerful mental tool you can use in the moment. When you hear that opinion on the left, you need to actively, consciously translate it in your head to the truth on the right. Think of it like this. You're relabeling their comment. It's not a fact about you. It's a statement about them and their values. It's their rulebook, not some universal law of the universe. It can also be a game changer to understand what might be going on in their heads when they try to argue with you. A lot of the time, and this is so important, it's not actually about you at all. They might be defending their own choices. By pushing their path on you, they're looking for validation that they did the right thing. Seeing you happy on a different path can, weirdly enough, make them feel insecure about their own. And that leads us to this key idea. Genuinely confident, secure people don't feel the need to make everyone else live the same life they do. They just don't. So that pressure you're feeling, it's way more likely to be a signal of their own insecurity than it is a reflection of some failing on your part. Okay, so here's a script, a practical thing you can say. The next time this comes up, resist the urge to get defensive and start justifying your entire life. Instead, try calmly stating something like, I'm choosing to focus on courses right now. This is my stage. See the difference? It's not an apology, it's not a defense, it's just a simple, confident statement of fact. And that one little shift can change the whole energy of the conversation. Now let's talk about the dating part of this, because I know that's a huge piece of the puzzle. You really have to ask yourself this tough question. Do you truly want to build a life with someone who would write you off because of a diploma? Someone who values a piece of paper over your character, your intelligence, your heart?
When someone dismisses you for something that superficial, try to see it not as a rejection, but as a gift. It's like they're doing the work for you. They are filtering themselves out and showing you that your core values just don't match up.
And all of this brings us to what I think is the most important takeaway here. The real goal isn't to just get a thicker skin or magically stop caring. That's not really how humans work. The real, achievable goal is to build up such a solid foundation of your own self-acceptance that what other people think just doesn't have the same weight anymore. It becomes background noise.
This is the work, right? Here. It's all about shifting where you get your validation from, moving it from out there, from them, to in here, with yourself. Because once you are genuinely, truly okay with your own path and your own timeline, their approval or their disapproval, it just loses its power over you.
So you might be thinking, okay, great, but how do I actually do that? Well, it's not some big mysterious thing. It starts with simple, actionable steps. First, create your own plan. What does development mean to you personally? Forget everyone else. Then just take small, consistent steps in that direction. And here's the crucial part. You have to acknowledge your own progress. You have to give yourself credit for every single one of those small wins. That's how you build that internal feeling of worth, step by step. So I want to leave you with one final question to think about. I want you to just fast forward in your mind. Picture yourself, say, 3 years from now. You've been taking courses that you're genuinely excited about. You're learning, you're growing, you're building skills that make you feel proud and capable. Now, from that place, 3 years in the future, looking back, how much are the opinions of these people you're meeting today really going to matter? Your journey is the main event. Their judgment, it's just a fleeting moment.